लितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Got it. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 3, chapter number 13, text, chapter number 1, text number 13. So what happened last time? Let's just do a quick recap. What happened last time is that we saw, let's go back some more in time, we saw the creation of Brahma, which was Sarga, which is the primary creation. After Lord Brahma was created, he was requested by Lord Vishnu to populate the universe, which is called Visarga, secondary creation. And we saw Brahma struggled in ways more than one in order to create population and progeny. He was doing a lot of things on his own intelligence, on his strength, on endeavor, and he was unsuccessful many, many times. Finally, when he gave up at the end of the last chapter, he meditated on Lord Vishnu, and immediately came the solution in the form of Manu and Satrupa, who we saw were very, very obedient children, unlike some of the other his other previous children, and they were ready to populate. They were actually ready to do anything that Lord Brahma wanted them to do. So they came across as very, very obedient, respectful, yes, kind of personalities. But then they also said that please give us some instructions according to our own capacities, so that they don't have to disobey the instructions if Brahma thought that that was not within their reach. So that's what they requested. Now then Brahma told them three things exactly at the end of last chapter. Raise your physical hand, not your vertical, not your vertical, not your virtual hand. What were the three things that Brahma told Manu and Satropa to do? Exactly three things. Only one person? Shriya only? Yes, Shriya?
He wants the people to have children,
Yeah,
and be the king of the universe,
yeah.
and do sacrifices.
And do, oh, very good. See, very good. Heads off. Do sacrifices, rule the kingdom, religiously, and produce children. Then we came to, that was at the end of this chapter, last chapter. Yeah. Then we came to this chapter, and here we saw that. Wait, so let me just go back. Actually, so that's where we ended. Not at the end of the last chapter, at the end of the last session. So we go to text number 13 today, or maybe start from 12 actually. Gaurangi, you want to read 12? We might have read, can't remember, but let's read it again.
Wait, I think we read text number 12, but I'll read.
Yeah, just to build.
Number 12, translation.
Before you read, while you're getting ready to read, who is Jyoti?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry, I will just change the name. Actually,
Yeah.
Bhagavad Shakti Mataji has given me your reference, and my son Thavish has joined. Sorry, I will just change.
Okay. And your name is Jyoti Mataji?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Ane, I know. Nabhav and Dhruv, I know. Nabhav and Dhruv, it is your parents' wedding anniversary today, isn't it? You have no idea. Okay, well, I spilled the bean. Haripriya, I know. Shriya, I know. Anusha, I know. Arnav, I know now. Trisha, I know. Aryan, I know now. Yatin, I know. Rudransh is back. Anya, okay, I know everybody else. So just that Tavish, I didn't know. Okay, so read text number 12, please. Gaurangi?
Text number 12, translation. O king, if you can give proper protection to the living beings in the material world, that will be the best service for me. When the Supreme Lord sees you to be a good protector of the conditioned souls, certainly the master of senses will be very pleased with you.
So what Brahma is doing is connecting the task that he has given to Manu and Sadrupa to bhakti. He's saying, even when you do this, do it as part of bhakti by meditating on the Lord. So three things he said before as Shriya recap, rule the kingdom, progenate, and do sacrifices. And now he's connecting it to bhakti. Don't do it as a mundane service, as a king, but do it as a Raj Rishi. Who remembers the verse as Raj Rishi from Bhagavad Gita? Raise your physical hand. Which verse about Bhagavad Gita talks about Raj Rishi? This is what exactly now Brahma is telling Manu to be not just a Raja, but also be a Rishi. So Raj Rishi. Anusha?
Roji, is it Raja with the Chikuhyam?
Mm-hmm. Raj Rishi. Bhagavad Gita. You all know this verse.
Probably 4.2.
What's the verse?
Tadviti paripatena paripashena.
Mm-hmm. Where Krishna talks about parampara. Krishna talks about parampara.
Dehinu? No.
Not Dehino Ismin. Come on. Almost there. Evam.
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम इमं राजर्षयो विदुः सकाले नेह महता योगो नष्टः परन्तप
Evam parampara praptam. Next line.
इमं राजर्षयो विदुः
Imam Raj Rishiyo. Raj Rishi. See, you know all these verse. How many of you know this verse? Yeah, most of you. I expect most of you to know. But many of you don't know how to connect it. Yeah. Okay. So text number 13. Gaurangi, read one more.
Text number 13. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janardana, Lord Krishna, is the form to accept all results of sacrifice. If he is not satisfied, then one's labor of advancement is futile. He is ultimate. He is the ultimate self, and therefore one who does not satisfy him certainly neglects his own interests.
So Brahma repeats his point, that whatever you do, which is what three things, progeny, kingdom, and sacrifices, do it is in connection with Krishna. Otherwise, it is all futile. Okay, now, so what do we think? So before we read the verse, next verse, what do you think Manu will say? What will he react? You can just unmute and speak. What
I
will
think
be
he
his
might say yes.
Yeah, yes.
He'll
He will
say
say yes because
whatever is your order.
I think he will agree because
Really?
he was
Hang on, okay.
anyway
This is
with his
hang
father.
on, this is not working. I have to take names. It's not working. All of you are talking over each other. Let's go back to Tanvik finished. Shreya next.
I think he's gonna obey Brahma.
Obey, yeah. Tanvik we had clearly, yeah. Shreya.
He's going to say yes because he's an obedient son and he will respect his father's wishes.
Is that all he's going to say, or will you think he'll ask some more questions out of the box? Your Anay?
Probably he'll say like, how do I do it? And stuff.
What will he say, Shreya?
Like, how am I meant to do this and how do I stay detached and all?
How am I supposed to do it? Yeah, okay, Anay. What else do you think he will say apart from yes, boss? Apart from yes, Mike.
I was just thinking the same as what Shreya was thinking because he's very obedient, he'll do it. But maybe some questions he'll ask like how do I do it and why?
Why? Okay, maybe he'll ask why. When you say how do I do it, what do you exactly mean? Anybody? Like what does it like? As in, like, where are the hospitals to deliver the babies? Is that we're gonna ask? Do we have enough hospitals in place? Then where will they go to school?
how to
Because
do
Albert Park is
protection.
populated, so where will the children go for schooling? Should we send them to Truganina or to Albert Park? Would they ask like that? Do you think? To let them live in India, or should we migrate them to Australia? Do you think they'll say? Oh, but Australia is too cold, India is too hot. What do you think they will say?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, back to Anusha. First.
Roji might ask like, where do they belong, like each person?
Where do they belong? What do you mean by belong?
As in like
As in Bhakta Bhavan or no? Or Bhakti Vriksha or Prahlad class? Where do they go? Is that what you mean?
I don't think so. No.
Can I say?
Yes, Pratham, go ahead.
He said that where should I go and make children?
Where should I go and make children? Maybe, yeah. Where should we create the children? Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Last one. Shreya, your hand is up. Oh, Vedai first. Shreya, you had your chance. Vedai.
Where his so where his place would be, and
Where his place will
where
be.
his children's place.
Where will the children's place be? Yeah. Yeah. Where do we send them to? Childcare? Do we send them or not? Because we are going to office. Shreya, last one.
Prabhuji, I have a question. If he
Okay.
says why, if he asks Brahma, why am I doing this, wouldn't that just be him questioning his father?
Not, yes, it can be. So a lot of times why is also based on our mood and intention. Yeah.
And
Asking
doesn't he
why.
already know that go
Yeah.
populate?
Yeah. See, asking why let's forget Manu for some time. Asking why in our case is not a bad thing. We just have to ask it in a nice way, Like, why am I supposed to do it? What will I learn out of it? If you ask like this, Arjun asks so many why questions in Bhagavad Gita to Krishna. Why am I supposed to fight? Why can't I go to the forest? Why do I have to kill them? What is karma? So he asks so many questions, but every time his mood is very humble, in a very learning and submissive mood, yeah, rather than questioning why should I do it. So just the mood has to be correct when we ask. Okay, so let's see what actually Manu says after all that guesswork. What's the word when you guess? Conjunction? No, conjecturing. Yeah, how many of you know this word conjecturing? I know gloom now, or bloom, whatever it was. glum. I learned glum. Conjecturing means guessing, yeah. So after all that conjecturing, let's see what actually Manu says. Text number 13, and I've got Tanvik as my next screen.
We read already.
Okay, read 14. Goodbye. You are awake. Text number 14.
Manu said, O powerful Lord, O killer of all sins, I shall abide by your order. Now please let me know my place and that of the living entities born of me.
So I think maybe Vedai, I think, was the closest one in terms of guessing Manu's mind, in terms of where is the place. If I'm gonna create this population at an unprecedented scale, so many children will come out. Where are they going to live? So we have seen in Bhagavatam. So where will they live? Remember this point of Manu's, because this is an important point that will, based on this question, where will they live? What is their place of residence? Almost like I think the next 3 or 4 chapters will go into answering this question and seeing some episode around this question. Yeah. So just to build our mindset on this and keep it registered for some time, 2 things remember. Vishnu has asked Brahma to create progeny. Brahma failed, then Brahma became successful and he has got outsourced it, let's say, to Manu and Satrupa. Manu and Satrupa are ready to create population, which is the first point we are talking about Bhagavatam for so many weeks now. Manu and Satrupa are ready, and they have asked the fundamental question. Well, if I'm going to create, where are they going to live? It's a natural question, right? Where is the place for them? So remember this question. I'll ask you so many times. What was Manu and Satrupa's original question? It is their place of residence. What will Brahma say, do you think? Where will they live? What will Brahma say? Why is he asking this question, do you think? 2 questions. Why do you think they are asking this question? You may say it's a natural question. And the second part, what do you think Brahma will respond? Yes, Anya. Anya, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, I think they're asking the question because if they didn't ask, then they might have went to like Antarctica or somewhere around the world that isn't really good.
Yes, they might end up in Antarctica, which is very, very cold place here. Yes, whose hand is up? Arnav.
Hare Krishna. Well, they could be asking because some places Brahma might not want the children to be live in, and for the second question, Brahma might say they might live in the heavens.
Yeah, okay, very nice. Ane, don't raise your virtual hand next time. Yeah, just raise your physical hand. Yes, Ane?
Yeah. He's asking the question, I think, because it's like kind of like a theme. Like when Rudra was there, he also asked the same question. Please let me know my place.
Oh.
And I think it's because like everyone has an allocated place, and if like they invade on the other person's space, then it's not really nice.
How many of okay, Shreya, last one.
He's asking because he's worried for his children and he wants to know exactly kind of what Anna said. But then for the second question, wait, what was the second question again?
Where do you think Brahma will tell them to live?
Yeah. He'll tell them to live in the world because that's what Brahma said. He said populate the world.
Raise your Yatin. Okay, can I say this last time? Do not raise your virtual hand. It moves the cameras, and then I don't know whom to ask because I know who's sitting where. It's easy for me to face it this way. Yeah. How many of you know? Don't raise your virtual hand. Well, how many of you know Vara pastime? Most of you know. Most of you know
I
Vara
know.
pastime. So what I was testing you, and just lend this as a tip from me, somebody who has got a little bit experience in this regard. When I asked that question, I wanted you to think outside the box. And the title of the chapter is what? Something to do with Lord Vara, which is what you guys were guessing last week when I said what could be in the next chapter. So somehow or the other, you had to connect Manu's question and his reason to ask this question and Brahma's response to the title of the chapter. This is how you are tested in schools as well, comprehension skills. When the title is given in an essay and you are ready to comprehend and give the answers, analysis, never ever forget the title of the essay as well. It's very important. So title of the chapter, all of you have forgotten. Nobody has paid attention. It is something to do with Vara. But the moment I say how many of you know Vara pastime, you know. And in the Vara pastime, what did Lord Vara say?
Prabhuji, the title of the chapter is the opinions of Lord Varaha.
Yeah, appearance of Lord Vara. What did Lord Vara say when you know the pastime? What did he say?
What did he
Anybody?
say?
Huh?
The earth.
The earth. So now
The
you
earth,
can,
yeah.
so maybe you are still not very clear, but some connection is
Yeah.
going between Manu's question, Brahma's response. The reason why Manu asked this question, because you and I may not know, but Manu knows that the earth is kind of missing. And now Varha comes and all these things, the penny will drop. So now just keep that suspense there. I'm not going to break anymore. But Ane, yes, don't break any suspense. But Ane, I think, was closest in terms of what I was thinking. Ane related it to the fact that Rudra, when he was born, Brahma also gave them 11 names, 11 wives, 11 places of residence. So that 11 places of residence, he connected to Manu's questions to say, where is the place of residence for my children? And let's see the answers now, right? So I'll just.
Prabhuji,
But
the next
don't.
verse,
Hang on. You can ask a question, but don't say anything about Vara pastime anymore, and don't tell me anything about the future. Just stay with Maitreya Muni for now. Yeah, Maitreya Muni has said that Manu has asked the question, why am I gonna live? So don't tell me anything about the future of the Bhagavatam if you already know from your other classes. Okay, now if anybody has got any residual question, then ask or comment.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Prabhuji, if Manu goes to the earth, wouldn't it be that Hiranyaksha would be threatening all of the rishis over there, and it wouldn't?
Maybe we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Let Maitreya Muni answer that question. Yes, Ria.
Is Hiranyaksha Rudra's son?
Is Hiranyaksha Rudra's son? Let Maitreya Muni answer that question in a week or two. That answer will, so those two questions, I know the answers, Shreya, but it's just coming in the next two chapters. So hold on to that question. I would like to Maitreya Muni to answer as many questions where I think he's already answering. Yes.
So how would if the earth was sunken down, how would Swayambhuva Manu live? And it's actually you can't go down to earth because it's immersed in the Garbhodaka ocean, and down there is a filtered place.
I know what you mean. Let Maitreya Muni answer that question as well. All those questions. I had this question which is Yatin is asking when I was a kid as well. How did the earth submerge in the water when the water is on the earth? Like when you go to St. Kilda beach, there is water. So how did the earth go inside St. Kilda beach ocean? I was, as a kid, you probably know more than me now because there's so much of YouTube and all that. But I was struggling. Let Matrimony answer all those questions. Next text. Who is reading? Balram.
O master of the demigods, please attempt to lift the earth which is merged in the great water, because it is the dwelling place for all the living entities. It can be done by your endeavor and the mercy of the Lord.
So two questions Manu is asking now. My one point is making that my children will live on Earth planet, and the Earth planet is submerged in the water. Manu already knows this. So Manu, when he is talking to Brahma, of course he's in Brahma Loka at Brahma's place of residence, but he knows that down below there are 14 planetary systems, which Shriya knows the names of all planetary systems. Gaurangi Radha also knows the names of all planetary systems. And one of those planetary systems is Earth, where you and I are. When you walk into a shopping center, there is a map for the shopping center and it will say, you are here. Have you seen that? It will say you are here. So when there's 14 planetary system, then we are here on Earth. And that particular Earth is fully submerged into the Garbhotaka ocean. So I'll answer my own question, which I had as a child. How did the Earth get submerged into the water when the water is on the Earth? The answer is that it is not that the Earth is submerged on the earthly water. The whole Earth planet, which is round, somebody takes it and hides it under Garbhodaka ocean, which is a big ocean, not only one world, one earth, but unlimited earth possibly can fit into that water because it is so large. So that's where the earth is submerged. Now the next question comes. How did the earth move? Who hid it there? What was the reason to hide it there? If you have got all those questions bubbling in your mind, fine, but just hold on to those questions. Maitri Amuni will answer all those questions. So for now, just forget about those. Just concentrate on this. That the earth is submerged in Garbhotaka ocean. Except is this true? And then we will move on. Yeah. So Manu makes that point that earth is submerged in the water. Next point that he makes is to say we can lift this earth. This can be what's the word? Not revived, lifted. Is that the word you'll say when you submit? Give me a good English word. When you submerge something, then when you unsubmerge, what do you call it?
Re-emerged.
Yeah, re-emerge. Who said that?
Anai.
Yeah, it's a good word. Actually, let's just leave with that until Prabhupada gives us a better word. Yeah. So re-emerge. How do we re-emerge? I think still there will be a better word that Prabhupada will give us. So how do we re-emerge this earth from the Garbhotaka ocean? And he says we can do this. Two things he said. What did he say? Manu said two things he said in respect to the endeavor. What did we read?
He said, by our endeavor and the mercy of the Lord.
So he was very careful now. He said we can do it with your endeavor and also the mercy of the Lord, because he already knows that his daddy, he has struggled many times when he was doing things on his own accord, at his own endeavor. So Brahma was careful to tell Manu to do everything as bhakti. Manu is careful in telling Brahma everything that we can do this as bhakti, otherwise not possible, especially about lifting the earth. Yeah, that's not a simple task. Yeah, you and I can't even go and lift Govardhan, Dandenong forest ranges. How many of you can go and lift Dandenong forest? Samita can. Nice. Anybody else can lift Dandenong forest? How you can? Pratham can. Oh, some of you can. You are little Krishnas, yeah. Okay, so we can't even lift Dandenong forest. What to speak about Govardhan hill, and then to speak about lifting the whole earth? Not possible without the mercy of the Lord. So let's see what happens. How will Brahma respond to this? Text number 16, Anya.
She Maitreya said, thus seeing the earth merged in the water, Brahma gave his attention for a long time to how it could be lifted.
So he's meditating how it could be lifted. That's pretty straightforward. Yeah, nothing new to do. He's not jumped into lifting it, but he's meditating. Then next one, Rudransh. Not ready?
Text 70. Brahma thought, while I have been engaged in the process of creation, the earth has been inundated by a deluge and has gone down into the depths of the ocean. What can we do who are engaged in this matter of creation? It is best to let the Almighty Lord direct us.
What do you think of Brahma's mood with his response here? What is his mood? Yes, Vedi?
Humble
Only humble. Okay, nice. What else?
and thoughtful, maybe.
Thoughtful. Yeah. What else? Yes, Aradhya.
This if we can't, like Brahma was thinking about it, so then he was like, if we can't do it, like if we can't do this, whatever Brahma was thinking, then let's uh, uh, let the Lord direct us the way He wants.
Okay. I'm
I
looking for
think
one particular word. That's all good words.
I
I'm
think
looking
he
for
was
one word.
feeling disappointed because
He was
he made all this earth and everything, and then he just went in the ocean.
maybe disappointed. Yeah. Who else? Anya?
Maybe he feels like stressed and confused because he doesn't know what to do.
Brahma is stressed. Yeah. Very nice. Brahma also gets stressed. Okay. What else? We are
Distressed.
distressed, Gorangi.
I'm saying that maybe he will be like he may be a little bit stressed, but he also may be like thinking like the Lord will make everything right.
Yeah. Yaira.
Only the Lord can help us in this situation.
Yeah, I was speaking on that point as well. He's more dependent this time. Now, before he has tried to do things on his own endeavor unsuccessfully. So he's learned his lesson the hard way. Yeah. First time when he was born from Vishnu, remember he tried to discover Vishnu at his own accord, endeavor, and he was absolutely unsuccessful. Second time around, when he was trying to progenate, he did it on his own. Then he learned the lesson hard way at the end when he meditated on the Lord and Manu and Satrupa came. Third time when Manu and Satrupa are asking a question, most of Manu is asking a question. He's immediately thinking that the Lord will be able to help us. So he's fully dependent on the Lord now. So, sometimes we say, people learn the lesson second time, or people learn the lesson hard way, or people learn the lesson second time. Some people learn the lesson third time. It is better to learn the lesson no matter how many times it takes, rather than not to learn the lesson at all. That's a learning for you and me. Yeah. So Brahma has learned his lesson to be dependent on the Lord when he has to undergo some severe austerities and endeavors. So he immediately says, what did he say in the last line? It is best to let the Almighty Lord direct us how to do this rather than his own intelligence. So I was looking at more the word submissiveness, maybe, he's subservient to the Brahma, or subordinate to Brahma, to the Lord's will. So let's see.
Submissive.
Yes. Yes, submissive is what. And whatever you said was not wrong, but I was just personally thinking of being very submissive. Brahma was. Text number 8. Nabha, Dhruv, one of you.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yes, Nijatin.
Prabhuji, I have a comment that for
You have a question or you have a comment? You just said I have a question, then you said I have a comment.
comment.
Make up your mind what you've got.
A comment.
Okay.
Prabhuji, you said some words to see for Lord Krishna, no, like for the words how he felt. Can I tell one?
Yes,
Maybe he felt like happy.
Yeah, definitely.
Happy.
Okay.
Prabhuji, maybe Brahma felt hopeful.
Yeah, hopefully is
Will of
another
the
good word.
Lord.
Yeah, very good. Text number 18. Whom did I ask to read? I can't remember. Nabha, Dhruv, one of you.
Can I read next?
Maybe.
Motionless Vidra. All of a sudden, while Brahma was engaged in thinking, a small form of a bird came out of his nostril. The measurement of the creature was not more than the upper portion of a thumb.
Pratham, who is talking this verse?
Wait, can I say something?
Maitreya, yeah, because we know that the discussion is always between Maitreya, and so 3 discussions are going on, a lot of times. Maitreya in Vidura, Sutta Goswami and sages of Nemi Sharanya, Sukdev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit, and at the moment here we can also see Manu and Brahma Samwad is going on. Discussions in Hindi, English, Sanskrit we say Samwad. So this is Manu and Brahma Samwad. So then Brahma meditated that then let the Lord help and direct us. Immediately came a form from his nostril. And who's this form? Who's this personality? Anybody? Varahadev. Lord Varahadev ki Jai. So now we know, you all know very clearly. You have had this Varaha pastime so many times. Now we're going to zoom into Varaha pastime. You know very clearly with all the details when exactly Varha appearance happened. We have all celebrated Varha appearance and we know why he came, what he did. But how many of you, maybe maybe some of you didn't know what is the situation that led to the appearance of Lord Varha? Now you know very clearly, yeah, correct? No, you
Yes,
followed the
Prabhu.
pastimes of Brahma so clearly from Brahma's creation to all the other children's creation to Manu and Satrupa's creation. At the point when Manu and Satrupa are obedient to progenate, they ask, where will my children live? We know that at that point in time, Bhagavatam tells us that the earth was submerged. And then when Manu said, can you re-image this earth so that my children can live there? Brahma meditated on the Lord. Out came Vara there from his nostril. So I hope that you are happy that you have got that clarity of knowing the storyline of Vara pastime. So now Brahma has appeared. So for some time, maybe the rest of the day, we'll see if we can actually finish the chapter. How many verses we can cover? Our Lord is about Lord Vara Dev's appearance. So if you want to forget the storyline for some time and park it at the back end of your mind, that is fine. Just relish the appearance of Lord Brahma that Maitreya has to tell us. Yeah. Okay, Samita, what do you have to ask or tell?
Can I read next?
Yes, read.
A descendant of Bharata, while Brahma was observing him, that boar became situated in the sky, a wonderful manifestation as a gigantic as a great elephant.
Okay, one more thing. At 9 o'clock, yeah, your time. Yeah. At 9 o'clock, rather than doing a fun, today I'll just do a quick quiz for you for 5 minutes. Because the rest of the chapter, as I said, is all about appearance of Lord Brahma, Varahadev. So I'm just going to ask you I'm going to ask you only those things that Bhagavatam is going to tell us for the next 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So just see how much of you can recall, and I'll put you on the spotlight to say, Haripriya, tell me something about, about Lord Vara's appearance or something like that. So just pay attention while Maitreya Muni is telling us. So let's just break it down. What did Maitreya Muni said? Our descendant of Bharata, I'm not going to ask you that. While Brahma was observing him, that boa became situated in the sky. That boa became situated in the sky in a wonderful manifestation as gigantic as a great elephant. So if I ask you, how did the bow look initially? What did Maitreya Muni say? I'll read one more verse before that actually. Let's just build this together. I'll read 18 again, yeah. Oh, sinless Vidura, all of a sudden while Brahma was engaged in thinking of a small form of a bow came out of his nostril. So 2 points. A small form of a bow. Bow also can mean pig, yeah, we know this, right? So like it's a pig or bow, right? So it came out of his nostril is the first point. Which nostril, left or right? I don't know. Maitreya doesn't tell us, but somewhere from his nostril came a very small form. The measurement of the creature. So I'll ask you about the measurement. The measurement of the creature was not more than the upper portion of a thumb. This is our thumb. This is how big it was. Now you can visualize as well, rather than just reading, visualize it will become easier. So this is how small it was, because anything bigger than this is probably difficult to come out of the nose. Yeah, so it was a small less thumb. What comes out of your and my nose is very obnoxious, isn't it? No, it's very dirty. We don't want hang on. We don't want to see anything coming out of anybody's nose. Oh, yuck. And when we are kiddies, what we do? Something that comes out of our mouth, where do we put it? Oh my God, don't tell me. Oh, we have done that, right? As kids, very, very small kids, we have done this, putting things, something that comes out of our nose into our mouth. Oh my Krishna. So it's always obnoxious. It is always yuck. You don't do it. I think you have done it. Every kid does it because we are trying to develop our taste of smell and sense and taste and all that thing. That's natural. Lord has created it that way. So anyway, so very, very, dirty, yucky things comes out of our nose. But what comes out of Brahma's nose? Is it yucky? Is it dirty? We will see what Bhagavatam tells about this person. But the first thing that Bhagavatam tells us about this personality is that it is a form of a bow. Now, the boar is also a very dirty animal. It eats stool. There are a lot of animals, such as like cats and dogs, which especially in Australia, they are very, what's the word? Revered? Is that the word? Revered animals. They are very respectfully treated in countries like Australia, dogs and cats. They are cute to cuddle. And in a country like India, cows are very revered, and sacred. They are also very worshipable here.
Lions.
So those, no, some animals are always, goody goodies and good to cuddle. Birds are like birds.
But Prabhuji, we see in India sometimes cows are like strays.
Yeah, of course, but generally speaking, I said in the country they are revered, but they are neglected. What to do? People don't have time to look after animals. Even in Australia, sometimes you see stray dogs, but not very frequent. Good point. Yeah. So anyway, but boar is an animal that is neither very beautiful nor very good looking. You will not find many people keeping boars or pigs as their pets. You won't find them. And they eat stool. So firstly, it has come from Brahma's nostril, which is also a place where obnoxious things comes. Secondly, it is in the form of a bow. Who is this personality? Is he a demon? Is he a demigod? Is he God? We don't know. Bhagavatam hasn't told us. We'll find out as Maitreya Muni tells us. But what am I going to ask you is things like this. What was his size? The upper portion of our thumb. What was his form? It was a bow. So I'll read 19 again, and then you register in your mind without looking in your books when I ask you. Oh, descendant of Bharata. While Brahma was observing him, that bow became situated in the sky. So I'll ask you this question. Where was he situated originally? In the sky, in a wonderful manifestation. It's a bow, but wonderful, very good looking. As gigantic as a great elephant. So first form was bow, size of the upper portion of our thumb. Then it became as gigantic as an elephant. Then what else? Let's see what Maitreya Muni tells us. Maybe I will read, yeah, so that you can register in your mind, and then I'll quiz you. Text number 20. Is struck with wonder at observing the wonder. This is super English from Prabhupada. No? Just look at Prabhupada's translation. 1 second. Struck with wonder at observing the wonderful bow light. No, such a good English. Wonder at the wonder. You can use this in your essay. Struck, when you're writing an essay about, what do you call it? Descriptive essays, yeah? So you can use this sentence literally as it is. Struck with wonder at observing the wonderful skyline, if you're describing about sunrise or something like that. You can change the bow, of course, in your essay. But this sentence you can write. Struck with wonder at observing the wonderful peasant biking or something like that. So struck with wonder at observing the wonderful bow light from the sky. Brahma with great Brahmanas like Marichi, as well as Kumaras and Manu, begin to argue in various ways. Argue means, they are beginning to contemplate in various ways. What do they contemplate? Let's see. Text number 21. Somebody wanted to say something, and I said in 1 sec. No? You all good? You are following the storyline? We are taking darshan of Varahadev for now. Text number 21. Is this some extraordinary entity? That's the first question they asked. I'll ask you what was the first thing they thought of. So they are arguing, in other words, they are debating, contemplating, conjecturing. Is this some extraordinary entity come in the pretense of a bow? What does pretense mean? Anybody?
Form.
Just form? No, not form. Is it form? I don't
Pretending
know.
to be someone.
Yeah,
Embody?
like pretense means like
False.
pretending. Yeah, I think that's what it means, unless I'm wrong. Yeah, somebody can Google it on the site. Is this some extra? Dharna Mataji can Google. You all pay attention to this because the
Prabhuji,
quiz is
can you
coming.
say it again?
I'm just reading it. Pretense. Pretense. Dharna Mataji can tell us what does pretense.
Prabhuji, it means behave so as to
Yeah,
make
behave.
it. Yeah.
Disguise. Disguise is another English word. Yeah, in the disguise of a bow. Is this some extraordinary entity come in the disguise of a bow? Is it it is very wonderful that he has come from my nose. So it has come from Brahma's nose, and Brahma doesn't know who this person is. Just imagine, yeah, just picturize. Something has come out of something and we don't know. It's like, if you are cooking something in the kitchen and something has come and then you say, what have I cooked? Like I was making cake. How come this jalebi came out? Almost like that, is this a jalebi in the pretense of a cake? So like that, something has come from Brahma, Brahma doesn't know. So Brahma is conjecturing. Balaram, stop playing and please listen. Text number 22. Best of all, I know it's okay for you to play. So okay, play. I have figured out as an adult that children learn when not better. Children still learn when they are fidgeting. Didn't know this actually. As adults, when you give classes to adults, they will all sit like, they are statues and just listen. And Indians, will shake their hand. This means yes. This also means yes. In India, this means yes. This also means yes. In Australia, this means no. This means yes. So, but they will sit very nicely. But with children, when they fidget and when they eat, when they drink, when they are having a feast like yatin, they are still learning actually. So that's why I have told those of you who have joined late, in the last couple of weeks, you are always welcome to eat while you are hearing. You are always welcome to drink. You're always welcome to sleep. Do anything. Just be relaxed. But don't distract others is the request. Yeah. Never distract others by too much of flashy lights or something like that, which distracts others. So you can fidget and learn, but don't distract others. Okay. First of all, this bow, which text am I reading?
20.
20. Thank you.
32.
22. First of all, this boa seemed no bigger than the tip of a thumb, and within a moment, he was as large as a stone. My mind is perturbed. Is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu? So very small at the beginning and immediately in no time very big. You and I, when we were born, it took ages and years to grow to this size. Yeah, it took me 47 years to grow to my size. And it has taken most of you, around 5 to 10 years to grow to your size. But this personality has grown in no size, in a big size, in no time. Is he Lord Vishnu? That's what Brahma is thinking. 23. Why? Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So a stone can also be like just this much big stone. Like they didn't mention about how big it could be, like just this big or like
Okay. Very good question.
big.
Who can answer Aradhya's question? How big is the stone? At least how big is the stone? Who can answer?
The stone is at
As
least
big as an elephant.
elephant because it said
Ane?
elephant in the
Yeah, correct.
in the
Very good,
before.
Ane. See, Ane's comprehension is always up to speed. The bow, the stone has to be at least as big as an elephant because elephant was already mentioned. Yeah. So we know it's not a tiny stone that we find on the roads on Albert Park Street. Has to be at least as big as an elephant and possibly bigger now because it said a gigantic elephant, didn't it? Did it say gigantic elephant or where was the word gigantic used?
Great elephant.
Great elephant.
Great elephant, yeah. So not just a small elephant, but a great elephant, large elephant. So big, as Ane said, it's called a boulder. Yeah, is that how you say it? Boulder? B-O-U-L-D-E-R. Boulder means a big stone. Gorangi.
Rabiji, I have a question.
Yes.
Why can't he just ask the boy who he is instead of comprehending so much?
So why can't he? Because you are getting bored of Brahma's contemplation. Brahma, just pick up the phone and call Vishnu. WhatsApp him. Who you are you? Why can't you just ask? Oh, Abhiraj has literally slept. I can expect him to literally sleep in the class. Am I so boring? Okay, so yeah, why can't he just ask? Let's see. Maitreya Muni will answer that question as well. Why didn't they just ask? Okay, text number 24. The omnipotent supreme. Am I supposed to read that? Yeah. No, 23. While Brahma was deliberating with his sons, the supreme personality of Godhead Vishnu rode tumultuously like a great mountain. So let's recap. Upper size of the thumb, as big as an elephant. Then something as big or maybe bigger than a stone. Then what happened? Where was I? It's like a great mountain, no, roaring like a great mountain. Not as big as a mountain, but roaring like a big mountain. Mountains don't roar, but when there's a hurricane or cyclone, then you see them really hustling and bustling, in making that sound. So he's roaring like an elephant, like a mountain. So roaring like a mountain, remember that, not roaring like a lion. Yeah, when I quiz you, don't tell me that no, Varadev roared like a lion because we are so used to hearing that he was roaring like a lion. He was roaring like a mountain. I'll put you in boys and girls group maybe and then quiz you.
How
24.
how can a mountain roar?
I just answered that. Now,
Oh.
sometimes when there's hurricane, you can hear that, the trees will make that,
Yeah.
what's the word? Rustle, I think is the word. What does a rustle mean? What's that sound when the trees make when the wind passes through?
Russell is like more softer.
No,
Yeah, softer, yeah.
When
like
they
the
brush together.
rub against
Tell me a word that,
Rattle?
no, I don't know. I'm just thinking as
Thrashed.
well. Thrashed?
Like the trees were thrashing. That's
Yeah, tree were thrashing maybe. A rustle is more softer. That is true as well. Yeah. Find a word, later on and text
like
and put
The trees were slapping each other.
slapping each other. Yeah. Okay, note it.
Like that.
Note it. There has to be there has to be two better words. One for lifting of the earth, which I will live with reimagining from one to that. Another one, when the hurricanes came, what is that sound the trees make? Just Google it up after it and text me personally. Whipping is also good, but I think there has to be a one word Surya that is more stronger than whipping.
Prabhuji, whoosh.
Huh? Huh?
Whoosh.
Wishing, whoosh, whooshing.
Like
Yeah.
the tree swayed side to side.
Swayed is not a sound, but more for movement.
Wait,
Anyway,
so-
can we park it? You tell me afterwards. Text me personally. There has to be a better word for both. So anyway, so where am I? Because I don't have my online Bhagavatam today. I'm struggling.
24.
Thank you. The omnipotent supreme personality of Godhead enlivened Brahma. Somebody said at the beginning that Brahma may be little sad. So now we see Maitreya Muni says that Brahma is now enlivened, which means he was not previously enlivened. Or maybe he's more enlivened, one or the other. So what was Brahma's mood when the sound was made? One word?
I think Brahma was delighted.
Not delighted,
Enlivened.
enlivened. I want you to remember as it is there in the quiz, yeah. So when the bow made the roaring sound, Brahma was enlivened. Anya?
Stunned. Delighted. I don't know.
Yeah. No, Maitreya Muni tells us the word already. He was enlivened. The omnipotent supreme personality of Godhead enlivened Brahma and the other highly elevated Brahmanas by again roaring with his uncommon voice, which echoed in all directions. 25. When the great sages and thinkers who were residents of Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyaloka, JTS. So this is where the storyline is going on, yeah. Why not on earth? Right, don't say it. Don't say it. Why is this discussion happening on Jana, Tapa, and Satyaloka, but not on earth? Raise your physical hand if you want to answer this question. Why not earth?
because
Yes,
Because
Shreya?
it's close.
it's
Because
because it's water.
because it's underwater naturally, yeah? Because the earth doesn't exist. So how can there be any prayers going on there? So the residents of JTS, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyaloka had the tumultuous voice of Lord Bo. Lord Bo. Now we get some answers. Yeah, he is Lord Bo, not an ordinary Bo. Which was, I need more verses. Yeah, which was the all auspicious sound of the all merciful. They chanted auspicious chants from the three Vedas. Now, when the Lord appears, we chant. Like when we go for, let's say, any appearance there in the temple, when the curtain is closed, we all chant Hare Krishna, waiting for the Lord to give darshan. So similarly here, the residents of Janatapa and Satyaloka, JTS, they are chanting some Vedic hymns. Should we read more? What's the time now? No, we'll stop here. There's more descriptions of Brahma. Let's do a quick recap on this in a quiz way, and then we'll stop, yeah, because I don't have too much time today to play with you afterwards. I need to be somewhere for Mangalarti. Okay. So why is my voice coming back to me? Somebody is unmuted, which is sending me the voice back. Okay, so we have covered a lot of verses actually. There was not too much in terms of storyline, but there's a lot of darshan coming on, which is even more sweeter. Yeah. So text number 25, 12 to 25. We have done 12 verses. Not bad. So how many of you are ready for the quiz? You are? Okay.
Prabhuji, can we do girls versus boys?
Maybe I'll just put you on the spotlight. It'll be easier. Because I think all of you know the answers. It's not too hard, yeah. What we have discussed is not too hard. Okay, or maybe I'll put you on the spotlight. I think it's easier.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
can I show you something?
Huh?
Can I show you something?
Yes,
I made a gigantic cow puppet.
in the class, during the class.
No, not during the class.
Okay. Okay, nice. Send me a picture. Okay, let's go. Whom do I pick? Whom do I pick? Anusha. What are the three things Brahma told Manu at the end of last class, which we discussed, which we recap today? What were the three things Brahma requested Manu to do?
To pray.
Pray, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that's easy. Go to school, do your homework, sleep like a Viraj.
Prabhuji, I'm not really sure about that.
Okay, Pratham, what are the three things Brahma asked Manu to do?
The three things were to create living entities on Earth,
Mhm.
and then
On
and as
Earth, okay.
and as qualified as you are, and then third one is right make them
No, stuttering. Anya, stuttering. Anya, I want something more
Do
fluent.
worship Agni Dev?
Wow, you are speaking your own Bhagavatam. Gaurangi.
Prabhuji, that first he told go and rule the entire universe. Second,
Yeah.
he told create sons from or create children from for create children to progenate the
Very
universe.
nice.
And
Yeah, third
third,
one.
third he told and pray to Lord Krishna. And fourth, I think he told do this all with bhakti.
Yeah, actually, you can add the fourth. Very nice. Yeah, you added the fourth as well, which is good. Very good. Okay, Shreya, you want to add anything to it?
No, I was just gonna say, is that 4?
Yeah, well, kind of. Then after, in one verse, he said three things. Then afterwards, he also said, we'll do it as part of bhakti. Now the Lord can guide us. So he also added the bhakti element to it, which is actually nice. You bring the two verses together, they verse 4. Huh? Yes.
Didn't he say that where will my children live?
Yeah, that he also asked actually. So there is 5. But we were talking about what Brahma said to Manu, not what Manu said to Brahma. I was about to ask that question, but you have answered that question. What did Manu say to Brahma? That where will my children live? Then when Manu said, so Anya, when Manu said, where will my children live? Which Yatin has already answered the question before I asked the question. What was Brahma's response? Brahma said, let me Google it up. Where is, let me use GPS to see where Earth is. Earth is not, Earth is not in my navigation system. So let me Google it. Is that what Brahma did? GPS, Guru Parampara system. Anya?
I don't know. Maybe
know.
they asked Krishna for help.
Okay, close. Yes, Balram. What did Brahma do or say?
Meeting ID 913539424.
Anybody? Shreya? Only Shreya's hand is up with confidence. Dhruv or Navav? Shreya, I know you know the answer. Navav and Dhruv?
Brahma started praying to the Lord.
Brahma started praying. Don't think so. Close, but not sure.
Abhijit, can you repeat the question?
No, too late to repeat the question. Pratham? Okay, I'll repeat it. Hang on. I'll repeat. I'm a bad teacher. Hang on, I'll repeat it. So the question was, when Manu asked, what was the question?
I know.
What did Brahma do after
What did Brahma do when Manu asked him, how where is the earth, What did Brahma do? Yes, Shreya.
He meditated. Can I say, Prabhuji?
Yes, go ahead.
He meditated on Krishna.
He meditated on Krishna. Are we sure?
Prabhuji, can I say?
Yeah.
Yes.
With your endeavor and Krishna's mercy.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Manu
that's
said.
what he said.
Yeah, so Brahma meditated. Is that what we said? And Brahma said,
Yeah.
the Almighty Lord can help
That's what I
us.
said. Yeah.
Then when Brahma did that, when Brahma meditated, what happened after that? Avyut. What happened when Brahma meditated?
Prabhuji, I have to leave.
Those who have to leave, just leave, yeah, without no need to tell me, just leave. Yes. So what happened when Brahma meditated? Whose hand is up? Nobody's hand is up. Yes, Arnav.
The top of our thumb-sized boar came out of his nostril.
Very good. The upper part of his thumb size bow came out of his nostril. Where does that take us to? So when the nostril thing, when something came out of his nostril, what was Brahma's reaction? Haripriya, what was Brahma's reaction?
Prabhuji, he felt relieved.
Relieved. Before relieved,
I'm shocked.
Probably he felt hopeful.
Enlivened.
No.
Enlivened.
Exact word.
Prabhuji
On.
felt confused
Maybe.
because he asked so many questions about Vara. Like, is he
Maybe. Hey, don't go ahead. How was he? What was his mood? I told you. He was struck with wonder is what I was looking. Thank you, Aradhi. I told you to use it in your essay. He was struck with wonder. He was struck with the wonder, with the wonderful form of the Lord. Matlab, he was wonderstruck is the word I was trying to get out of you. So then when Brahma was struck with wonder and then they were conjecturing who is this and all that, what did the Lord do? Haripriya, back to you. What did the Lord do?
He rode
He rode like what?
like a mountain.
He rode like a mountain. When Lord Varaha rode like a mountain, how did Brahma feel, Balram? Brahma and the sages feel.
Probably
Avyut.
they felt kind of like surprised, and questions started like coming up to
You
them
are
that who is this?
no, you are all guessing. Avyut. Yes, Avyut.
Prabhuji, they were all feeling hopeful.
No, I want the exact words because it's an exact quiz, yeah.
Can I say?
Yes, where they say.
They felt enlivened.
They felt re-enlivened is the word we had discussed. Yeah, they felt enlivened because of, something is about to happen. Then when they felt enlivened, what did the Brahma and the sages of Janatapa and Satya Loka do? Who has been quiet? Chaitanya. What did the citizens of Janatapa and Satya Loka do when the Lord, when after being enlivened?
I think they chanted some hymns or something.
They chanted some Vedic mantras, no, from the 3 Vedas, and that is where we stopped at text number 25. Okay, any questions, comments? All clear?
Prabhuji, can we do some riddles?
I want to go to Mangal Aarti. I'm in India, by the way. If you are all struck with wonder, where am I, and bewildered and conjecturing and contemplating, so I had better tell you, I happen to be in India. So it's
Yeah, Prabhuji, and in India you are in Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan you are going to go to Krishna Balram temple for Mangalarti.
Not at all. I'm in a place called Vada Farm, which is Govardhan Eco Village, where Garung Darshan Prabhu lives.
Oh, Haribol.
So I am going to Vrindavan after this, but I just detoured to not detoured actually. I came to Mumbai first, so I'm in Vada Farm. I've been here for the last 1 night, 2 nights, 1 night, 2 nights. So I'm still jet lagged. Don't worry. And this, how many of you have been to Govardhan Eco Village? Vedi has been nice. Dhruv and Navav have been.
My dad has, but I have not been.
Okay, this place is absolutely amazing. If you like Vrindavan, then you like this because this is a replica of Vrindavan. We have got Govardhan Hill here. There is all the vans here, the Mahavan, Talavan, everything is here. Nice prasadam. Super duper clean place. It's like you will not find any single rubbish or people spitting pan or chewing gum or dog poo on the streets or on the footpaths. Super duper clean. Perhaps to some extent even cleaner than let's say to some places in Melbourne. So really clean, good place to be, and really peaceful. Strongly encourage you to come with your parents whenever you come here next time. Okay, so